The Splitgate team has been facing a lot of backlash over the past couple of days, primarily because of the microtransaction prices within their title, but also because the CEO wouldn't apologize for the Make FPS Great Again hat that he wore at Summer Games Fest. And while he isn't going to apologize for that, they are actually going to change the prices and listen to player feedback. But before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, I say this all the time. I love giving games a shot, and I understand that free-to-play titles need to have some kind of microtransactions because that's how they're going to make their money. That's how they're going to be able to continue to develop a game. But when you are charging outrageous prices, it instantly turns me off from a title, though they are actually going to be changing this. So let's start off with this Forbes article. It says it's been a wild Summer Games Fest so far, and one of the most talked about moments of Friday's showcase was the appearance of Splitgate 2 and its developer's CEO Ian Prune. Summer Games Fest in general was okay. There were some really great moments like Resident Evil 9, Neo 3, but there were also some really bad moments. Lots of mediocre looking games. We of course found out that Outer Worlds 2 is going to be Microsoft's first $80 title, which has faced a lot of backlash, and this is a really funny situation, but it has infuriated some people. So Splitgate 2's Prue took to the stage in a black hat that said "Make FPS Great Again," a riff on the famed Trump MAGA hat. He then proceeded to trash talk some of the other competitors in the space. Now, I think competition is always good. I don't give a fuck that he went up there and started trash talking because we're talking about the FPS scene, which is known for trash talking, and we're also talking about him basically speaking up to an Activision Blizzard. We're not talking about him trashing like an indie company here because he's the big guy on the scene. We're talking about him saying there needs to be more competition, which I do really agree with. Call of Duty has gotten very bland and very boring over the past couple of years. I know they're making Black Ops 7, which that trailer was great up until they said it was Black Ops because I don't trust Activision. Maybe that will end up being really good, but he's trying to say that this really wasn't a political statement. Now, I think that clearly when you have a slogan as recognizable as "Make something great again," there are going to be people who are going to take that as a political. The only reason why it is a notable saying is because of the "Make America Great Again" slogan. I'm not saying that he shouldn't have worn this. He's totally able to, and he shouldn't be forced to apologize if he doesn't want to apologize. The only reason people should apologize is because they genuinely feel sorry for something, and he's not doing that, which has infuriated the Access media and a lot of people on social media. He said, "I grew up playing Halo and I'm tired of playing the same Call of Duty every year. I wish we could have had Titanfall 3. I totally agree with that. With Splitgate 2, we asked ourselves how we can take Portals to the next level. The reveal was that Splitgate 2 would get a Battle Royale mode launching now, which was mocked for claiming to be innovative, and that the genre and also having a COD-like expensive microtransaction shop didn't sit well with people, though many have played the game and enjoyed it. I have not tried it myself yet. I will get around to it. I'm personally a little bit sick and tired of Battle Royales, but there are still some really good ones out there, and if you can take this mode and do something new and unique with it, I'm all on board with that. Unfortunately, though, microtransactions is a big sticking point for me. I completely understand that you need to charge people money in order to continue to develop your game so that you can keep it alive, but there is a fine line between acceptable and absolutely absurd. And unfortunately, with this initial kind of pricing structure, it was fucking ridiculous. Though they are actually going to be slashing this price given fan backlash. The free-to-play Halo meets Portal shooter Splitgate 2 says it hears you loud and clear about some of the eye-watering prices that have popped up in its in-game storefront. For $145, I would expect to get literally every single cosmetic item that they have put in the shop, that's for sure. In a video update posted to X, they are still calling it Twitter, the 1047 Games CEO said that he was doubling down on being community first and confirmed that the team was slashing its $80 cosmetic bundle, which was reportedly already on sale from an original $140 price tag, to $40 after fans complained about the pricing. I love the commitment to community first. I think that that is so phenomenal. I think that that is a great way to treat your customer base, that you actually care about what they're saying, you're actually listening, and they decided to change it based off of thousands upon thousands of pieces of feedback that they got. And so the first action we're taking is we hear you loud and clear on the store prices, so that Nanoswarm bundle, we're cutting the price in half. Some of the other items in the shop, we're reducing prices across the board. Actions speak louder than words. We're here to listen and act based on your feedback. Thank you to everyone who is playing Splitgate 2. We're going to keep monitoring it. We're going to keep listening, but that's what we're taking action on today, which is so totally cool. And I do agree with the make FPS great again statement. I think that FPSs have been in a pretty bad state for a long time. We're definitely never going to get the original Halo and COD days back if we continue going down this path. And I know a lot of people do agree with that. So that statement was pretty funny to me. His hat was pretty funny to me. And you've also, of course, got the prices that are being changed, which is really cool. I think that they are taking a lot of really good action, but just because I think that they've made a really good decision to change the microtransaction prices, this damn hat is all the access media and that narrative consultants are focused on, because Black Girl Gamers is now attempting to cancel him. In an industry tussling with its exclusionary past and present, having a faux pas like this should remind us all that there's still so much work to do. It's fascinating that this was allowed to be on stage at Summer Games Fest, and it highlights the unseen areas for many of those who sit in positions of leadership in this industry. Ah, yes, they are mad that the people running Summer Games Fest didn't police him and didn't force him to take the hat off, or say, oh, well, yeah, you might have paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to get a trailer at this event, but you have to change your hat or we're not going to air it. They really want more policing in this industry, which is fucking insane. To utilize such a symbol at all, let alone in this current climate, it is in poor taste and shines an unyielding light on why having diverse teams, including PR, is necessary. So they're not going to complain about pride pins or pride shirts being worn at an event like this, but gosh forbid a guy wear a Make FPS Great Again hat. If you're going to complain about one political message, you have to complain about every political message being shown. And hey, I don't like political messages being on stage at these events, but I every year see them being allowed to wear pride pins and pride shirts. So that means that I also expect a guy to be able to wear a Make a FPS Great Again hat at these events. If they actually started saying no political statements on the stage, then yes, I would totally sit here and say that, well, this is a political statement. He probably should have been told to take it off, but they don't enforce that every year. So why would I sit here and say that they should this year? There were other ways to make the intended point without leading on a political symbol that has contributed towards many of the divisions happening today. Our consulting services aren't just reserved for game development and narrative design. Even a short consultation can help you ensure your output is reflective and mindful of the current climate and audiences. I love how they do this. This is such a disgusting statement, guys. By the way, buy our service package today. This is the thing, is that nobody was really offended by this. No gamers were truly offended by this. This is the problem with narrative consulting services, is that you create a problem, you point out what you have deemed as a problem, and then you expect people to pay you to solve the problem. There wasn't a real big problem here. I think this is so funny. And of course, Black Girl Gamers is getting wrecked for this. Even a short consultation can help you ensure your output is reflective and mindful of the current climate and audiences. You know what the current climate and audiences are? The ones that want to make FPS great again. He stood his ground as long as he remains so. That makes me more likely to buy his game. Their cancel attempt is like an endorsement for me. And if you really start actually looking at the outlets like The Gamer and also Forbes and Eurogamer, they're all kind of trashing him for wearing this very simple hat. But they don't trash the activists within the industry for wearing all of these different pins and all of these different statements when it aligns with their political viewpoint. So I'll be keeping my eye on the situation to see if he ends up bending the knee and apologizing. I don't think that he's going to, or else he probably would have, but I think that this situation overall is pretty funny with the hat and, of course, the cancel culture vultures on social media trying to attack him. But I also think that it is really good that they are listening to their actual customers and they are going to be making some microtransaction changes. And I think that that definitely will get a lot more people interested in their title at the end of the day. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.